We hear a lot about Mason's philosophy and method for education being relational. We understand that to mean that the child is due knowledge about God, the natural world, and humanity, and that we want them to grow in their relationships in all these directions. We understand too that education is not just for the school years, but goes on for our whole lives. Relationships for life. So how does that relate to the parent-child relationship? I'm Kerri Forney, and I have 5 children, all of whom we have homeschooled with Mason's philosophy. 4 of whom are now graduated, so I'm on this journey with you. I also have the honor to serve on the board of directors for the Charlotte Mason Institute and work on the Alveary team to design our full 21st century curriculum and training program. We sometimes think about parenting and education as separate things, but Mason has a lot to say about the role of the parents in education. Volume 2 of her writings is actually called Parents and Children. In one section, Mason talks about the nature and aims of authority. She states that it's no longer a matter of personal honor and dignity. Authority is for use and service, and the honor that goes with it is only for the better service of those under our authority. One way that we serve those under our authority, our children, is to be able to sympathize with them. As a fellow self-educator along with our children, we know the joys and struggles of reading and narrating, building new habits, capturing the color or gesture of a flower in our nature notebooks, or thinking through the ideas in a current events article. We too know the challenges of learning new things and starting new relationships with things like poetry, art, or history. Mason, in her 4th book called Ourselves, says that if music, poetry, art give us joy, let us not hesitate to present these joys to others. For indeed, those others are all made in all points like as we are, though with a different experience. Mason warns us that if we fail to give this sympathy, if we regard the people about us as thinking small, unworthy thoughts, doing mean, unworthy actions, and incapable of better things, we reap our reward. We want to believe the best of them and put them before them opportunities for growth. As parents, we have a wonderful opportunity to enter into the joys and sorrows of our children's lives and build relationships with each one. We get to not only offer our children a relational education, but we can offer them the comfort of seeing things from their point of view and seeking to serve them as they build relationships in many directions through books and things. There's great joy in journeying together and seeing them grow as persons. We don't do the work of learning for them, as that would be a violation of their personhood. But we can look for ways to make their path smooth as we travel the road with them. Our authority is for wisely discerning what would be best for them. A practical example is making sure we have the supplies they need readily available for them. Have we thought through how easy we have made it for them to store their toys or school books and supplies? What about making sure that we have set up a schedule that they understand and can follow easily? Even thinking about things like our sleep schedule and diet is important here. Are we setting our children up for success in how we eat and sleep? And on the relational side, are we checking in with our children regularly to see how they perceive each subject to be going? What difficulties do they see, and what solutions have they thought of? Where do they think they need more instruction or guidance? Are directions clear? Do they need more accountability? What suggestions do they have for building better habits? Taking the time to listen to them and troubleshoot with them builds your relationship, and they know that you are able to put yourself in their shoes and see the difficulties through their eyes. The point is not that we always follow whatever the child suggests, but that by doing the hard work of first seeking to listen and understand, we can respond well to them and best help them grow. By sharing the difficulties, it halves the sorrow, and by sharing the joys, it multiplies them. Parenting is obviously a responsibility with many facets. Mason wrote a whole book about it, after all, but it is important we begin with this goal to love, sympathize with, and really know and observe our children. None of us will do this perfectly, but as we model humility and repentance and love to our children, we will lay the foundation of a relationship with them that will be for their good and a joy to us all.